things as a psychic herself. Her books are around the country. She's travelling around sharing information. We are absolutely honoured to have Marion Weatherburn with us. Please make her feel welcome.
Am I on? Can you hear me, Chloe? Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. Seats are full. Great. My name is Marion Weatherburn. Thank you for taking the time to sit with me a while and just come and listen to my session today, talking about children and the way I view children and my experience with children and my work with children. You might look at them and call them old souls. I don't. I call them pure soul, because they are. The very first thing I want to say, I am going to refer to notes because I need to keep me on track. So the very first thing I want to say to each and every one of you that have come to listen to me in the hope that I may, just may, be able to help you with your children, please trust yourself as maybe, just maybe, I will be that one. I want to reassure you right here, right now, that your child's behaviour is normal for them. Hopefully by the end of your session with me, you will see your child in a bright, new, shining light. Your child isn't meant to fit in, they're meant to stand out. On behalf of your child, I would like to thank you for being here for them. I'm Marion Weatherburn. I work on a spiritual soul level. I'm an internationally accredited psychic medium. That means I've had to work professionally for 30 years, which I have, done over 3,500 readings. My first book, Caught Between Two Worlds, was released in November and is now selling in states around Australia. I'm about to meet Doreen Virtue and James Van Prague in 3 weeks' time in Hawaii to discuss and do some workshops about working with Hay House, which I can't tell you how nervous and excited I am about that. I'm a spiritual counsellor specialising in children and teen angels, not teenagers, teen angels. Generally, people come to me for a reading for themselves. By the end of it, we're talking about their kids because it always comes up. Unfortunately, normal society dictates that our kids need to be, or to conform to certain ways. That's not what these kids are about. But intuitively, like these kids might get labelled as problem children at school. You might get a phone call from the school, please can you come and pick up your child? Not doing what he's told, not towing the line. Trust me, I've been there. My son was expelled at the age of 5. He's now 26. His story is in my book with his permission. Parents are often asked to get professional help about their children from the school because the school go barleys, don't know what to do. They work on a mental and a physical level. I work on a soul level. Everything makes sense at that level. When I work with kids, and I do a lot of psychic testing on kids. It's amazing what they know and what they do. Once I put those kids in touch with their souls, nightmares cease, behaviour changes for the better, kids return to school. Life, dare I use the word normal, almost returns to normal in a family. Have you ever looked into the eyes of a child and gone, they're an old soul? You know that look I mean? There's just something about them, you know. I look at them and I think, no, they're pure soul, only because I now have been taught the difference by my team upstairs. Let me tell you a story. The best way I can put that into words is my personal experiences about some kids that I work with. I work with kids all the time. I did a psychic reading for a lady a few years ago, and her little 4-year-old girl walked in, and she looked at me and her eyes locked on mine, and I looked at her, and I've never seen a real live walking angel before, but you know, I have now. This little 4-year-old girl looked at me, her lips didn't move, and she said, "Hi, I'm Talia." At the same time, her mum said to me, Talia, please say hello to Marion. And I went, huh? I'd never experienced that before because her lips hadn't moved. And I thought, I gotta work with this. So I looked back at her and I went, you're really special, aren't you? I sent it from here. She looked back at me, her lips didn't move, and she said, I'm Mummy's teacher. And I went, what are you here to teach, Mum? I'm here to teach Mum how to love and forgive people. Can I go play now? And I went, okay. Samantha said, did she just communicate with you telepathically? I said, yeah, she did. She goes, she does that to me all the time. That's how we communicate. And I just went, wow, that's really amazing. I didn't understand. I've never seen that before. So I'm going to come back to that experience in a little while because I needed to go home and have a little chat with my guys upstairs to teach me what that was about. I was working with another mum. As I was working with Melissa, I was compelled to ask her about her 5-year-old daughter Ruby. And I said, everything you're going through, Melissa, Ruby can actually help you. And we discussed Ruby's spiritual, psychic ability, which up until then Mum had no idea about. Melissa's mum lived across the road from Melissa. One day, her mum came across and said, have you seen my beautiful bracelet? And Melissa goes, no, I haven't seen it, I don't have it here. She goes, I can't find it anywhere. Melissa's mum went home again. Melissa thought to herself, I'm going to ask Ruby. Ruby, do you know where Grandma's bracelet is? Yeah, I know where it is. It's in the bag of fertiliser in the shed. You're not allowed in the shed. The kids had never been allowed in the shed. Never been allowed near the fertiliser. Didn't even know what fertiliser was. Yeah, it's in that bag of grey stuff in the Grandma's shed. Melissa rang her mum and said, have you been gardening? And she goes, yeah, I have. Well, Ruby says that your bracelet's in the bag of fertiliser, so she went out to the shed, went into the bag of fertiliser, and what did she get? How did Ruby know? Never been in that shed in her life. How did she know? Psychic. Kids are psychic. Kids are clairvoyant. Bailey, beautiful 6-year-old Bailey, said to his mum, Mum, is it okay if the angels sleep on my bed tonight? Yeah, sure. Well, that's good because they've been sleeping here for months, but they told me I better ask you anyway. You know, these kids talk to their guides all the time. Little Logan, 5 years old, expelled from school. Behaviour, wouldn't toe the line, didn't want discipline, hurting the other kids. He was frustrated as anything. Mum brought him to see me because Mum had been coming to see me for consultations anyway. Wouldn't talk to me. I live on the beach, so we took Logan and sat on the beach. Still wouldn't talk to me, nothing I could do for an hour. Mum had told me about his imaginary friend on a motorbike. Suddenly I thought, Logan, tell me about your imaginary friend on the motorbike. Well, I had that kid's attention instantly for an hour, and he told me how this child died. He told me how this kid on the motorbike helps him. These kids are born with their six senses intact. They're born with our ego into a world full of ego. The world cannot continue on its path of self-destruction. These kids are our evolution. They are our teachers. They're amazing. After that meeting with Talia, remember the telepathic child I was telling you about? I came home and I had a chat with my guys upstairs and I said, can you please teach me what happened today? They said, yeah, you're going to work with more children. So we need to teach you. Bear with me while I explain this scenario. If I'm going too fast, try and, if you can. It took me a while to grasp this. No disrespect intended anywhere. I work on a soul level, not on a human level. Some of what I'm about to describe might be painful to mums, parents and families on a human level, but come back on a soul level. I was shown the world on a global scale. You understand the concept of network marketing, get a lot of people involved really quickly. Women who carried and lost babies before they were born, or within the first 12 months of life, we're actually given a gift by those children. The gift of spirituality, putting those feet on the path of spirituality, so they found the meaning of life. These, remember, we're looking from a soul point of view. These children have been reincarnated really quickly, often within months and years, into families born with smiles on their faces, put into the world, help put the world back into shape, one family at a time, starting with yours. On a physical level, yes, it's very sad, but on a spiritual level, it's the most amazing gift. These children are empaths, they're psychic, clairvoyant, they are amazing. They are our teachers. And as time goes on, so like if you look at kids between the ages of 0 to 30, that age group, totally spiritual. When they're 30 to 60, they're going to be in positions of power, government, corporations, banks. The world is already going to start to be a better place. When they move from 60 to 90, the whole world pretty much will have these kinds of children in the world to make the world a better place. That's how this is going to change spirituality on a global level. So how do you know if you have one of these pure soul children? How do you know? Sometimes you can just look at them. It's going, spirituality is increasing at the fastest rate it ever has. These children, it's going to become normal in playgrounds to channel, because there's more of us that believe in life after death. I have no intention of rushing back to my family, my grandparents and my cousins and my distant relatives when I pass. I want to be with my kids. I've told my kids what to expect. If they need me and I'm gone, I've passed over, and they need me, all they need to do is think about me. If they see that pen fall on the floor, they can go, "Oh, Mum's here. Mum, help me." They know. It's normal for these kids to see guides, hear guides, and feel the deceased and have a curiosity about it. Here are some signs. I'm going to give you a list. One of the biggest things about these kinds of kids is their eyes. You could almost swim into them. You look into them. You want to get to know them better. Big eyes, big beautiful children. You feel like you could learn so much from them. They're just born. Does your child display strong intuition? Does your child have empathy for others? I'm going to talk about that. Do they daydream a lot? Are they creative? Do they get bored easily? Do they get frustrated easily and have a lot of bad behaviour? Often that's why school rings you. They communicate with animals really well. They love animals. They can just do it on that telepathic level. When little Johnny comes home from school and he's got a bit of attitude, the unspiritual mum would say, "Hey, all right, I've had enough. Go to your room. Come out. Go to the naughty corner. Come out when you're feeling better." Spiritual mum would say, "Hey, who was upset at school today?" "Oh, yeah, little Jenny was upset at school today. Her mum and dad have split up and I gave her a hug because she was crying." "Oh, okay. Please go and get changed. You've brought Johnny home in your energy. We need to talk to you about that. I need to talk to you about that. And I need to teach you your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, and I need to teach you about your energy. You're an empath." And that conversation needs to start happening at a really young age about what kids are absorbing as an empath. For them, it's normal. They get it. It's a 2-minute conversation. For parents and teachers, it's really hard. It's like having the conversation about sex, having this kind of other conversation. "Oh my God, I don't know what to say." "Yeah, no worries, Johnny." Johnny says, "Yeah, no worries, Mum and Dad. I can deal with it." They can see auras, some of them. They know when you're upset. They know, they just feel it. They can just tell. They can be highly sensitive, intuitive. My advice to you as parents and or teachers is that if they come home, if little Johnny comes home with one of those attitudes, is just listen to him, listen to his feelings, listen to what he's not saying and put him in touch with them. I don't care if he's 4. He gets it. Talk to them about their feelings.
Attention everybody. The last workshop for the day is about to commence in about 5 minutes' time. And that's in room A, down at the workshops. It's celebrity psychic, Zoe McDonald. Experience the demonstration in Canberra.
Sorry, just wait.
If you'd like to, head down to the workshops, you can buy them there. So
these children are happy
for the day, for the weekend.
Carefree, delightful, forgiving. They're our teachers. We can learn a lot from them. Your child will often surprise you and just know things, and you'll say, how did you know that? And they just do. Ask them to help you with decisions, because sometimes they can actually help you with their decisions and they get it right. Your child can even tell you when someone's going to pass over before you even know that they're sick. They may express an interest in angels or be fascinated about reincarnation or other periods in time. These kids are amazing. Some of the stories I've heard. My next book's actually going to be a lot about children and the inner child and how we can help them as parents and teachers. Your child, however, if you do not deal with little Johnny when he's 4 about these feelings, if you're the unspiritual mum that sends him to the school and you don't teach them about empathy and their psychicness and their ability to pick up stuff, eventually they'll internalise it and they'll take drugs. They will... If you've got 10 kids in a room, 10 teenagers in a room, 1 or 2 of them will probably take drugs to shut out the visions that they're getting, the messages they're getting, the knowings they're getting, because they think it's them. They think there's something wrong with them. They think, I don't fit. But they're just psychic. We just need to teach them. Just because they're born with the skills doesn't mean they know how to use them. We need to learn how to do all this evolving together. They have a warrior spirit, and they won't stand for unfairness. They think something's unfair, they'll tell you, and they'll tell you why. Quite often they're right. Sometimes your child might, if you took your child travelling, a lot of us travel, took my child to Germany, walked down the street, start, oh, let's go down there. I know what's down there. There's a park down there. I went and played there. And I go, really? They know stuff. How? You know, they get past lives, you know. They don't like dishonesty. They can smell a lie a mile away. No point lying to these kids. Kids have a lot of deja vu. Give you little small predictions like grandma's on the way, better do the dishes. They'll be able to read people. Not happy, Jan. They know. They may even instinctively put their hands on you if you don't feel well. You don't have to say anything, they just know. Or they'll just come and sit next to you and it's right just when you need it. In the new world, 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, as this whole new world evolves spiritually, I've been shown, I'm very encouraged. I want to encourage you guys. It is going to get better, not worse. We will all be much more aware of our intuitive thought and our feelings. Communication will be faster, more direct, more honest, because it'll be mind to mind, soul to soul. Already increasing numbers of us are already getting in touch with our psychic abilities. It's not a mystery, it's normal. Our interest in paranormal is at an all-time high, accompanied by books, television shows and movies and places like the Expo. As parents, we need to teach our kids certain life skills, things like how to use cutlery, their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, and also they need to teach their offspring about psychic protection, being an empath, and not absorbing other people's feelings and emotions. Parenting a psychic child is hard work, but also extremely rewarding. A lot of benefits. Predominantly, psychic children are placed in their families as spiritual teachers. If you have one of these special pure souls in your family, you're indeed blessed. If you're struggling with parenting and understanding your child, please don't hesitate to contact me. They have their gifts for here. They have their gifts for a reason. They're here on earth with unique purposes and missions to create change. I'll be really quick. One thing I do want to share with you is: are you aware that the diagnosis of ADD and ADHD and behavioural type issues has increased 300% over the last 10 years? Horrifying, right? These kids in schools, they don't fit there. So, Mum, can you go and get some help? Okay, so because they get referred to a specialist, the specialist has to do something. They're legally obligated to do that. Okay, diagnosis, Ritalin, Adderall, off you go. All those beautiful symptoms that these beautiful children were born with is now being squashed. Michael Carr Gregg is a high-profile psychiatrist, child psychiatrist I met years ago. He's now advertising on the radio, please spend 6 to 8 minutes a day with your child. 6 to 8 minutes a day. I'm sorry, 6 to 8 minutes an hour. I can't do that. Yeah, thank you. These children are not really children. They're souls coming into a soul's body, into a child's body. Our kids have a huge responsibility of our world, but they can handle it. Can we, as parents? Sorry, getting there. They're coming here to teach us all the spiritual lessons. Okay, don't forget, your body is like a car engine. That's your mind. Your soul is the gearbox in your car. You need both for it to work. There's no real diagnosis for these behavioural problems. There's lots of testing, but even Dr. Joe Kostrich, former federal chairman of the GPs Council of Australia and Medical Association, even he admits nothing specific. Let's just give them medication placed for it, all due respect. However, before you do that, please, parents, consider some other options about your kids. Nurture them, get to know them, put them in touch with their sixth sense. They'll teach you about their sixth sense. Okay, so your child has come into your family to be your spiritual teacher. Bless them. Your child's gifts and abilities are needed for this life. Most importantly, your child was never meant to fit in. They were meant to stand out. Okay, that's... Any questions quickly? No? Just doing a book signing if anyone's interested. Books, yeah, thank you. How much? I don't know. One book for 15, two for 20? Yeah? If anybody wants one, I'm here. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.